What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the TB Toycast YouTube channel. And today we are unboxing from Major and the big rubber guys. It is one half of the Rock and Roll Express. It is, of course, Ricky Morton. Very, very excited to get these guys. In fact, I'm bumping them up a little bit in the line. Normally, I unbox my big rubber guys in order. Not really sure why I do that, but at least in order of how I receive them. But I did bump these up for a couple of reasons. They're really cool. But more importantly, a good friend of mine, Travis, sold his Rock and Roll Express, because sometimes you can buy this stuff and make money on it. And that's, nothing wrong with that, of course. But then the Rock and Roll Express announced a signing in his area, and he's like, "Ooh, I need to get these again, and I need to get them signed." And so I'm actually going to be sending him my my boxes because I told him I don't keep them anyway. So yeah, sure, I'll bump this up in the line to help out a friend anytime. But of course, Ricky Morton here. Classic 80s version of Ricky Morton. Love all the colors, the tassels. Of course, NWA World Tag Team title. We're starting to get some belts with these. I know Harley Race includes the NWA title. Ric Flair includes the big gold belt. I believe Brian Myers actually has the TNA tag title. So we're seeing more belts incorporated with these, which is a lot of fun. And again, you start to think back, like what if NWA got the LJN license back in the 80s or whatever it was. Ricky and Robert certainly would be on that list. Ric Flair, Magnum TA, a lot of the guys we're getting now. Nikita Koloff, one I'm hoping we get down the road, would have probably happened. And if you watch the Toys That Made Us on the wrestling figures, they kind of talk about several companies were bidding for WWF. So you have to wonder if LJN hadn't gotten them. Like Remco didn't get them, but they went with the AWA instead. So Galoob didn't get them, so they went with WCW, which, again, was NWA at one point. So it kind of makes you wonder if something had happened, if maybe they had gone a different direction. So it's always interesting for sure, but of course, Ricky in that classic Ricky and Robert shirt. I love these guys being included with a merch shirt. I think that's always cool. He's got his bandanas, tassels, everything. Looks really cool. Good. Like I said, the NWA title there, and man, what a roster on the back. So many of these we've unboxed. I think we started with Andre, we unboxed, Dusty, The Powers of Pain, Ethan Page, Matt Hardy. The Road Warriors have all been unboxed. I need to unbox this entire wave, all these guys, and then all of those. I have all of those as well to unbox. So a lot of figures to unbox, and there was a bit of delay getting Ricky, Robert, and of course Bad News Brown, a.k.a. Bad News Allen. But because of that, a bunch came all at once, so a lot more to unbox. So it'll be fun to get all these. A lot up for pre-order right now. I think as of this recording, the Nasty Boys and Precious Paul Ellering are both up for pre-order. So very excited to get those. But this line is really, really coming around and really getting good. And I'm loving it, man. I'm absolutely loving it. I cannot wait to get more big rubber guys. And some people have asked me, do you think that LJN coming back into the forefront will hurt big rubber guys? I actually think it will help big rubber guys, because I don't think LJN's going to make a lot of these guys. Now, if Hawk and Animal go back under a Mattel deal, yeah, that's very possible. Same with the Rock and Roll Express and characters like that. But I don't see Mattel making certain guys. I don't see Bad News Brown or Bad News Allen ever ended up with a Legends deal. Maybe it's possible, but I don't see it happening. So that's a cool way to get him. The Road Warriors, of course, are not under a deal right now, as is Magnum. We know Hacksaw's back under a deal, but it might be a while before we get that. So I think it's good. We're getting a lot of characters that we probably wouldn't normally get, and that to me is the key. That's what makes it fun. So definitely excited about that. Of course, we get the resealable packaging with these big rubber guys. So if you want to keep this, you absolutely can, which is always cool. So we're going to pull the tray out here. No twist ties with these, which I definitely enjoy. Do have tape over the belt to kind of keep it in place. I'm going to get Ricky Morton out of there. Of course, Ricky Morton, he's in there pretty good. Some of these trays, and back in the day, they were kind of cracking and breaking. I think that happened a little bit with the, I'm having a hard time getting in habit, with the Road Warriors, but they had those spikes on their shoulder pads, so that could have been why. Just rough transport. It's hard to say. I'm going to put all this back together, because this is going to the Fowler household for old Travis Fowler, good friend of the show, of course, and my podcast partner over there on the TB Toycast podcast. Check it out every Thursday. I'm going to put this back together. But they had a few of those break. It is what it is. It's not ideal, but it does happen. Things happen. And, to me, the only thing you can ask out of a company is that they do better next time. And that they see a problem and they figure it out. Like, I know Mattel's having a lot of issues with a lot of their figures not the legs kind of not working correctly, and I think they're doing their part to try to make that better, which is all you can ask. Very, very cool. Love that blonde mullet. That is just absolutely classic. Very, very cool. Love the feel of these. I mean, they feel like an old school LJN. Very, very cool. Love the cutout shirt there. Classic rock and roll. Man, they really did a good job with the lower body on these two. Very, very cool. That's Ricky Morton all day long. I love it. I think it looks great. Let's do the stand-up test. Perfect. No issues there. Let's look at that. It doesn't actually say the NWA on it, but it does say World Tag Team Champion. Looks really nice. A nice-looking title belt. And like I said, to me, this didn't cost any more to get this with the tag title, so why not throw it in there if you're able to? I'm sure it did cost a little bit more to do it, but it does add a value to the figure, no doubt about it. Put that on him. Very cool. I miss these type of belts too, where they just simply like fasten in place. We see a lot of those with the holes. Those are kind of annoying, but yeah, that looks good on him. Ricky Morton, one half of the Rock and Roll Express. I like it. I like it a lot. Of course, we got Big Rubber Guys, trademark 2024 on the boot there. It looks really good. But yeah, I'm digging the Big Rubber Guys. And like I said, I think it would be awesome to get Ricky Morton in the line for LJM, but I don't see that happening. And if it does happen, it's going to be a while from now. So Major supplying us with these characters that we would normally get, I think is a really good thing. I think it's the key, and I think it definitely helps. Of course, Robert Gibson will be coming up next week here on the channel. Very excited about that, of course. And I'm really just excited about all the Big Rubber Guys in general. You know, I've unboxed the Hardy Boys, as everybody knows. Those are really fun. So many more to unbox. It's been a lot of fun, and I think it's going to be kind of the year of LJN. I can't wait to unbox those on the channel. Of course, Series 1 we know is going to be Hulk Hogan, Dusty Rhodes, which is interesting because we've already gotten a Big Rubber Guy, Dusty Rhodes, right? So it's kind of our second addition to that to kind of see who's better there. We're going to get Logan Paul, which is an interesting choice, of course, and then John Cena, who John Cena obviously is a current day star, but I think also definitely falls into that Legends category, which is fun. So that's going to be really cool. Of course, Wave 2 we know is going to be Stone Cold Steve Austin, Jesse the Body Ventura, King Kong Bundy, and the Ultimate Warrior. And that's an interesting one because I don't think a lot of those guys would have been made outside of WWE. Maybe Jesse Ventura, but I'm sure his price tag is not cheap. So to me, that's awesome. Bundy obviously would have been a possibility, I'm sure, at some point, but he is under a Legends deal now. I think it's great. And at the end of the day, these Legends deals don't last forever. There's certain guys that I'm sure may not happen, but some guys that do happen. And I think that's the key. And I love it. I think they're great. And I wouldn't be shocked if some other third-party companies don't start making figures like this. There's a lot of talent out there. I know a lot of people talk about retro fatigue, and it's definitely a real thing. But there's that new, like, My Indie Fandom company that are doing Crowbar. Crowbar's never had a figure. And that's kind of crazy to think in a retrospect. For as many companies as he's been in, he's never had a figure. It's like, wow. So is it something that, do you need a Crowbar retro? No, not really, but how cool is that that's happening? How cool is that for him? He's getting his first ever figure many years after his in-ring run was pretty well over, at least his heyday in wrestling. He's getting his own figure. I think that's great, and it helps guys out. Ernest the Cat Miller's in Wave 1 of Title Run Toys retros for his first ever action figure. And why not? I think that's really cool, so I'm definitely digging it. I think it's a lot of fun. And this Ricky Morton is absolutely top-notch, including with the NWA tag title, which, again, how cool would it be to put these on, your Road Warriors figures? How cool would it be to put them on even Demolition, right? Like, they weren't a part of the NWA, at least not in that attire. But how cool would that be? So very, 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 very fun. And I hope Mattel makes more belts. I know they got a belt coming out with Hogan, but I'd love, like, an official, like, a Winged Eagle title. Because we know that LJN belt wasn't exactly, like, what they had at the time, so I think it'd be cool to get like an actual Winged Eagle title. I'd like to see an LJN style, tag title, a Intercontinental title. All that stuff would be really cool. But yeah, Ricky Morton, these guys get better and better each time. I love the tag teams. I love the individual figures. Keep them coming. I love the Big Rubber Guys. So much fun. But of course, check out my other unboxing videos. I'm doing 3 unboxing videos every single week, so check those out. Always a lot of fun to unbox a wide variety of different stuff, and I try to do that on here. I try to unbox very different things to keep the channel fun, right? So it may not always be wrestling, it may not always be He-Man. And I'll throw some random ones in there like the Simpsons or Mythic Legions, or even Kenner Total Justice, something a little bit off and a little bit random. I think it's fun, and I hope you guys enjoy it as well. But let me know in the comments down below if you're a fan of the Big Rubber guys or the LJNs, if you plan to collect those when they start hitting, which should be in October, I believe, so it shouldn't be too far along, maybe a month from this recording. So should be a lot of fun. Very much looking forward to that. And like I said, I love the Big Rubber guys and hope to get more of these in the future. Of course, check out my other YouTube shows, including Tales of the Toy Box. I'm dropping a new episode of that every single month. Covered such toy lines as WWF Hasbro and He-Man Masters of the Universe. New episodes dropping about once a month, like I said. What's on the Pegs? It's my version of a toy hunt. Check that out and see what I'm finding out there on my toy hunts. Always a lot of fun. And always fun to see different things, which is ever-changing in the toy world, which is always cool. And then, of course, check out the TB Toycast podcast, dropping every Thursday. It's our flagship show. Over 200 episodes and counting. Each week, we dive into a specific toy line as our main event and kind of do a deep dive into it. Usually, it's a classic toy line, but not always. We have talked Big Rubber guys before. And then, of course, we always talk the news and the happenings in the toy world at that particular week of whatever's happening. And it's always a lot of fun. Me and Travis have been doing that for quite a while now, and it's an absolute blast. So check out TB Toycast wherever you get your podcasts. But that's it. That's all I got. Thank you guys for checking out the TB Toycast YouTube channel. And that is Ricky Morton of the Rock and Roll Express. And we will see you in the toy aisle.
Yeah. One more time. It ain't over till I say it's over. So lock the cage up, cause this is a takeover. The wait's over. If this the final time we meet, then you'll be on your back on my feet. Then I'll tip the cage over as a hangover. I'm super fly so I can splash off the top. And I can shut down the shot.